Hi, NicNackers. So here is what I have going on today. Strawberries were on sale for $1.25 a pound. So I bought, let's see, 16 pounds. They came in 2-pound containers, and I have them soaking in some vinegar water at the moment. And I'm going to start hulling them and getting them ready to run through the food processor to chop them up. So I'll bring you back when I have some in a bowl ready to go in the food processor. All right, so I have some of the strawberries hulled, and I was going to show you the recipe that I'm using comes out of the ball book, and it is on page 151, and it's just the strawberries and syrup. And I canned a whole bunch of these last year, and let me tell you, they are so good. Good over your morning waffles or pancakes, good over ice cream. Mix them up with some, what did I do the other day? I think it was, I'll try to find the recipe video that I watched. And it was cream cheese, a little bit of sugar, which I didn't use because I used my strawberries and syrup, which has a lot of sugar. And Cool Whip, and I thickened up the juice and let it cool off, and then spread that over the whipped topping. The way that she did it was mixing it all together, which I think I might do next time, just because I ended up with so much of the filling that with the strawberries and cream, it just kind of sat on the top and overflowed the pie a little bit. And I think if you whipped it all together, it would be nice and rounded, but it was really, really good. So anyway, let's get on with the recipe. So oh my goodness, guys, I showed you the wrong one. It must have got moved when, there we go. I'm sorry. The recipe is for strawberries and syrup, and it's on page 153. I think that other one was grapes and syrup. I was like, wait. So the recipe itself calls for 16 cups of the whole strawberries, 2 to 3 cups of granulated sugar, and we need to, in a large stainless steel saucepan, combine the strawberries and the sugar. So what I do is, I did them last year 2 different ways where I left them whole, and I also did them where I sliced them. And honestly, I like the sliced ones better, because whenever I pulled out the strawberries and syrup, if I used the whole ones, I ended up smashing them anyway. So you fit more of the strawberries in a pint if you slice them up, and that's how we almost always use them anyway. So I'm just going to do that straight from the beginning. So I think last year I did them all by hand, slicing up, but I have my food processor here, and I'm going to see if I can use my slicing attachment there and how that works. So let's find out. It might be a little loud, I warn you in advance. And you can look at that. Perfecto. So I'm just going to continue running all of my berries through here, and then as that fills up, I'll be measuring them out, and when I get 16 cups, you add the 2 to 3 cups of sugar, and I'll probably do 2 cups, just because I don't want them super, super sweet, and strawberries are already pretty sweet anyway. So I'll do 2 cups of sugar for every 16 cups of berries, and those need to sit for like 5 to 6 hours, I believe, in order for that sugar to kind of help macerate the strawberries and get the juices flowing. So it's kind of a long all-day process to be able to do them at the end. But Becca and I are heading out of town here shortly, so she can do driver's ed, and these can sit and macerate while we do that. So I'll bring you back once I have enough that I can measure out my 16 cups, and I'll be adding the sugar. So we have our first 16 cups of strawberries, all sliced by the food processor. And it says to add 2 to 3 cups of sugar. So I'm going to add 2. And then what I'm going to do is let it just kind of sit while Becca and I are out and about. And then I'll come back, and if I feel like it needs more juice or more syrup or whatever, then I will add another cup of sugar at that point. But I really think that 2 cups should be plenty. I don't want to just taste sugar when I open a jar. I like the berry flavor to kind of come through. So you can already tell that syrup's starting to come out. They're getting a little juicy. It happens pretty quick. So I'm going to stir these up. I still have some strawberries in my sink that I need to clean. So I've been taking the greens off, hulling them, and then the nice thing with strawberries is when you stick them in vinegar water, let them sit there for a few minutes, and then when you come and take a look at them, let me grab one for you. Let's see here. So you see this strawberry. So the strawberry looks great on this side, but as you turn it, once it's been sitting in that water, you can see the parts that you need to cut off. And that is so nice to just be able, because a lot of times when they're sitting in those containers, you pull them out, the strawberry might look great, but that's not great. So when I clean these, I'll hull them and I'll cut all that, the bad parts off. And then what we have left is the goodness. So I'm going to finish these, and you'll see me back in the blink of an eye. All right, so our strawberries have been sitting for 5.5 hours. And let's see what they look like. Look at that. Oh, look at all that syrup in there. Beautiful. All right, so now what the directions say to do is to get these into a pot on the stove and heat them through until the sugar is all dissolved. My guess is, honestly, the sugar is all dissolved. I mean, if we're looking at that right now, that's pretty liquidy. But I'm going to go ahead and get these on the stove and get them heating up. And then once they're heated through, we can start the jarring process. So our strawberries are warmed up, and we're going to get to packing the jars. So I told you that I had bought the 16 pounds, but I didn't end up cutting up all 16 pounds. I'm not sure how many pounds I got because I dumped all of the packages in, so I just have a big bowl of strawberries left. But what I did, as you saw, was just measure out the 16 cups and then the 16 cups, hoping that that would be the measurement needed to get 2 full canner loads, or 8 cups or 8 pints in a canner. And as I was measuring the berries out to heat them up, I was not anywhere near the amount that I needed. So it'll be interesting to see how much I come up with here. But regardless, we're going to have some more strawberries for the shelf. So that's all good. I don't know what it is with the measuring, why sometimes they're a little off, but they are. It happens. So the strawberries need to get filled to a 1/2 inch headspace, which is where we're at right now. And I'll tell you guys, once these go through the canning process, they're going to lose a little bit of their vibrant red color. And you'll see that when I take them out, I'll show you guys. They'll still be pretty, but they're definitely not the vibrant that you associate with strawberries. In fact, I'll see if I can find a jar from last year, and I'll show you the difference. They're still tasty. There's nothing wrong with them. Just as with everything, when you cook the foods, colors change, textures change, all that. So and these have a lot of chunks in them, so I want to make sure that I debubble those. Hopefully today when I'm doing my recording, it doesn't flip you. I don't know why it's been doing that. But I put you back on the old tried and true small tripod that I have, so maybe that'll make a difference. I was hoping to be able to give you guys a little different view with the jams and jellies, and I did, but I think being flipped is not very appealing for the eyes. All right, last jar is going in. Aren't those just beautiful? Strawberries are so pretty. Gotta love them. Seems like I always have a rough time finding that last spot for that one in the middle to kind of sit, but I think I got it. So we're turning up our heat. Let me find the lid. And we are good to go. Well, as soon as it's boiling, we'll be good to go. I will bring you back shortly.